What's up, everybody? My name is Cap, the Everyday Gamer, and you're watching a team deathmatch on Skidrow. Yes, I am playing Modern Warfare 2. I have not played it in a long time, and I'm using my shotgun running class. I like running with the spaz. It's probably one of my favorite things to actually use in this game. And it's just, I don't know, it's just my favorite thing to run with because I like doing the run and gun kind of quick pace thing. And yes, I did go a little cheesy and threw an ump on here, but it's okay. I'm not too worried about it. It was just kind of a mess around night, and like I said, first night I'd played this in a long time, and anyway, ended up with a halfway decent round here and thought I would share it with you. I'm just using it as a backdrop to talk about one thing, and that's a couple things that I'm hoping to see either included or changed with Modern Warfare 3. You know, we're coming down to the wire of the last 2-3 months before the game's released, and with COD XP coming up in the next couple weeks, and we're going to start seeing a lot more information about it. And you know, right now pretty much everything is just speculation. One of the first things I'm hoping that they put back in Modern Warfare 3 that they changed with Part 2 was party chat. And if you played and you tried party chat like like my friends and I did all the time, you'll know that there was quite a few different game modes that you just couldn't join. You couldn't play if you were in a party. It would pop up a message telling you had to do the game audio. And I understand why they did that. It was to, you know, stifle camping, or not camping, but boosting. And, you know, unfortunately there was a lot of boosters in this game, and I'm sorry, but you're kind of a sad soul if you boost in a video game to improve your own stats. But, you know, that's not for me to judge, I guess. But anyway, it was obviously a problem. So they made it so certain game modes you couldn't talk in party mode, and it was annoying. You know, friends like what I have and what I play with, so we jump in a party mode just because we like to chit chat amongst ourselves about the events of the day, or you know, what have you, and that way when we're not even in the same lobby we can continue talking to each other. You know, I hate when you're stuck into trying to get a friend in a room, or one person's at the dashboard, or somebody get kicked from a game and you can't even discuss it because, well, you know, you can only talk when you're in the same lobby. And with this game, I don't know what they did with the audio codec, but it just did not sound right. You'd be talking to your friends and it sounded like you was talking through an old CB radio, and it was just not cool. So I hope they make it back so you can play in any game mode. If they're going to insist on restricting it, maybe leave it just a free-for-all so that, you know, it'll limit boosting in that. But regular old team deathmatch and stuff, yeah, just leave it so we can talk to anybody. That's my thoughts. Another thing I hope they bring back is, I would be perfectly okay if they made it so you couldn't do your own custom emblem. You know, I liked unlocking special emblems and knowing that when I was displaying a certain emblem, it was kind of a telltale sign of I did something that, you know, required a little bit of effort. You know, maybe it was something simple, but, you know, like getting 5 kills with a Predator missile and getting a little tiger. You know, that was pretty cool. I kept that one on there, and it's actually what's on mine right now in the game you're watching here. So I thought that was pretty cool. And you know, initially the idea of a custom emblem, it seemed pretty cool, but if you played Black Ops at all, you know exactly where that led to. And it led to a whole bunch of bestiality, a whole bunch of racial stuff, and it was ridiculous. And you know, I don't know what's up with a whole bunch of the 10-year-olds thinking it's funny to put a pickle on everything and make it look like it's raping a rabbit. I just don't get it, but that's just a lack of maturity, I guess. So, oh well, I guess no big deal. But on the flip side, you know, there was some cool emblems out there. You could really get creative with it, but unfortunately it was abused to the point where it was just retarded. I mean, I've never seen so many cocks in my entire life, and it was sad to see that in a video game. So I'm hoping that'll go away. Nothing's been confirmed yet, and lots of rumors, of course, but something that's definitely showing up lately as the rumors, whatever, is death streaks. You know, everybody knows about kill streaks, and death streaks were a pain in the butt in this game, and, you know, things like martyrdom, and, you know, I don't know, I personally, I would just rather you just leave death streaks completely out of the game, and I understand the concept as to why they put them in there. I really do. I know it's to keep people from being spawn camped and to give somebody an advantage that's been getting their butt handed to them. But the problem is that, you know, if somebody's going 0-4 and they're getting their crap pushed in basically by the opposing team, they don't deserve a little boost to try and give them there. You know, things like Painkiller. That was one of the most overly used death streaks in the game. And you go from being able to just dominate a room, say there's a dude with Painkiller, being able to just dominate a room to unloading most of a magazine on somebody because they all of a sudden now they're bulletproof. It screwed up the flow of the game, especially if you're, you know, on a good streak. You go in, you're 1 kill away from a nice kill streak, and then all of a sudden you run across one of these guys running Painkiller who's been less than useless the last moment or two of the round, and see, like that, 2 shots to the head basically just to kill him. So it just kind of threw off the whole flow of the game, and I'm not a big fan of it. And Copycat was fine, I don't mind that one, you know, because, well, no big deal. But from what I've been hearing, and you know, friend Loyal Patriot, he did a video today or yesterday doing things about death streaks, and something he had mentioned is that I know Last Stand or Second Chance or whatever is no longer going to be an actual perk, but now it's going to be a death streak. So, you know, you die 4 times in a row, now you get to come back to life after being killed, basically. And that's a whole lot of crap that I hope doesn't come true. So, you know, we have a lot to learn the next couple weeks about what is and is not going to be in the game, of course, and it could turn out to be pretty awesome. It could turn out to be a crap fest, and I don't know. I know they try and cater to everybody, and you try and please everybody, and you end up pleasing no one. You end up with a whole bunch of people really pissed off at you, or, you know, a whole bunch of people just abusing the system and what they have and stuff. So, I don't know, you kind of get the gist of what I'm going for here. So, you know, in a summary, something I hope they're bringing to, and with the game, is bring back the party system so that you can chat with your buddies while you're playing any game mode. Bring back the unlocked emblems and get rid of the bestiality and the racist emblems. I'll be perfectly happy with that. And, you know, leave off death streaks. I'd be okay with death streaks being completely gone. What do you guys think of that? You guys like to leave your opinions, I know you do. Some of you more so than others. But, I like hearing your feedback, of course. Not a whole lot of time left in the round, and like I said, this is not the most beast round in the world. I didn't have the greatest score ever, and got killed by a guy running around with a baby monitor, but it's okay. Round's pulling to a close, and we managed to pull off the win by 1 kill. Very close game. Had a good time with it, and hope you guys enjoyed the video. You know, let me know what you guys think. Leave some feedback or whatnot, and I will talk to you guys later.